There are lots of sewing machines in garment industry, so it is important to know about sewing machines. Knowing the various parts of sewing machines and how it works is an essential part of sewing. Knowing these various parts of sewing machines and how it works helps you to properly use your machine. It also makes troubleshooting easier when problem arises. In this video, I'll giving us an explanation of various parts of machines and their function using images. I welcome you all to my channel. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do well to press the subscribe button so you will not miss out on all my videos each time I upload. Welcome back. Have a diagram of a sewing machine here that has been labeled. The different parts of a sewing machine, which are the foot pedal, the reverse lever, the stitch length regulator, the stitch width regulator, the balance wheel, the bobbin winder, the spool pin, the stitch selection panel, the presser foot lifter, the presser foot, the bobbin compartment, the bobbin case, the bobbin, the feed dog, the needle, the thread guide, and the thread take-up. I'm going to be taking this one after the other. The first part of the sewing machine I'll be taking here is a foot pedal. As shown in the picture, the foot pedal controls the speed of the machine, which depends on the force exerted on it. So the speed of the machine is actually controlled by the foot pedal, which depends on the force exerted on it. The next part here is the hand wheel. The hand wheel is used for slowly raising and lowering the sewing needle manually in order to provide a better control for positioning fabric under the needle. It is used for slowly raising and lowering the sewing needle manually in order to provide a better control for positioning fabric under the needle. We also have the reverse lever. The reverse lever is situated on the front side of the machine. It is used for making reverse stitching while sewing at the end of every seam to secure it. The next part of the machine we are going to be looking into here is the spool pin. The spool pin and its holder. The spool pin holds the sewing thread, and it also controls the sewing thread direction as it goes through the machine. It holds the sewing thread and also controls the sewing thread direction as it goes through the machine. We also have the bobbin winder. The bobbin winder is used to wind the bobbin thread on the empty bobbin. Bobbin winders can be located at the top or right side of the machine. As seen in the picture, the bobbin winder is used to wind the bobbin thread on the empty bobbin, and it can be found or located at the top or right side of the machine. The next one here is the pattern selector. The next part is a pattern selector. The pattern selector is used to decide the kind of stitch to be sewn on the fabric. The kind of stitch to be sewn on the fabric, such as the straight stitches or zigzag or an embroidery stitch. The next part of the machine is the stitch length adjustment. The stitch length adjustment. It determines the length of the stitch. It adjusts the length of stitches the sewing machine makes. So the stitch length adjustment does what? Adjusts the length of stitches that the sewing machine makes. The next one here is the tension disc, as shown below. The tension disc here, the thread tension determines the looseness or firmness of the stitch. It determines the looseness or firmness of the stitch. It also controls the pressure applied to the thread. The main purpose of the tension disc is to position the thread to the needle, to regulate the flow of the thread, to maintain the smoothness in stitching, and also to control what? The thread passage. The next one here is the needle and the needle clamp. The needle fits into the needle bar. The needle fits into the needle bar, which holds it in place with a small screw. The needle clamp here is used to fix the needle in place. So the needle fits into the needle bar as shown in the picture, which holds it in place with a small screw. Then the needle clamp here is used to fix the needle in place. The next part of the machine here is the take-up lever. The take-up lever. The take-up lever moves up and down during the stitch formation to provide the extra thread. It is actually used to regulate the needle thread tension at an optimum level. The next part here is the presser foot. The presser foot is used to grip the fabric from the top counter to the feed dog. Therefore, the feed dog can move the fabric through the machine. The presser foot is used to grip the fabric. It's used to hold the fabric from the top counter to the feed dog. Thereby, the feed dog can move the fabric through the machine. The next part here is the pressure dial. The pressure dial. The pressure dial determines the quantity of pressure to be exerted on the fabric through the presser foot. The pressure dial determines the quantity of pressure that will be exerted on the fabric through the presser foot. We also have the feed dog as shown in the picture. The feed dog are teeth-like. They are teeth-like compartments or teeth-like components that combines with the presser foot to transport the fabric by one stitch. It also regulates the stitch length by adjusting the fabric movement per stitch. The next one here, the first plate. It is a cover that conceals all the internal working elements of the machine. The first plate here is a cover that actually conceals all the internal working elements of the machine. The next part here is the throat plate. The throat plate here has a hole for the needle to go through to the bobbin casing. It has a hole for the needle to go through to the bobbin casing as shown in the picture. As you can see here, as you can see, it has a hole for the needle to go through to the bobbin casing, a pair of slots for the feed dog to move, and stitching guidelines. It is a removable part, so you can actually remove it. It's a removable part which covers the bobbin and bottom of the sewing machine. Okay, so it has a hole for the needle to go through to the bobbin casing, a pair of slots for the feed dog to move, and stitching guidelines is also removable. It's also a removable part which covers the bobbin and bottom of the sewing machine. We also have the sewing light. The sewing light aids in threading the needle and allows you to see the stitching in both day and night. It aids in threading the needle and allows you to see the stitching in both day and night. The next part here is the presser foot lever as shown below. The presser foot lever is used to engage and disengage the presser foot on the fabric against the feed dog gently. So the presser foot lever is used to engage and disengage the presser foot on the fabric against the feed dog gently. We also have the thread cutter. This is the thread cutter as shown on the picture. The thread cutter, the sewing machine thread cutter are usually located behind the needle of the sewing machine so that it is convenient while the fabric is moved to the back of the machine. The sewing thread can be cut using the thread cutter. We also have the slide plate. The slide plate as shown on the picture. The slide plate is a plastic cover that protects the bobbin case from dirt and dust. It also gives the open space for accessing the bobbin zone under the sewing machine for changing the bobbins and other maintenance work to be carried out in this area. We also have the bobbin case. This is the bobbin case. It is a case where the bobbin has to be fixed. Some persons call it, if it's not bobbin case, we call it shuttle. Some persons call it shuttle. It is a case where the bobbin has to be fixed. This can be found under the needle plate and usually has a piece of plastic that flips up to cover the bobbin case. The last but not the least here is the bobbin. You can call it the bobbin or reeler. Some persons call it reeler. A bobbin is a small package that carries the bottom sewing thread and is fitted onto the bobbin case. So a bobbin is a small package that carries the bottom sewing thread and is fitted onto the bobbin case. We have come to the end of today's video.